Happy 50th anniversary to Jaws. Yo guys, today we're getting cultured with Steven Spielberg's Jaws. Alright, so if you are going to talk about classics on this channel, you cannot possibly leave Jaws out of that picture. Jaws may be one of the biggest classics to ever exist. Everyone has seen Jaws, everyone knows Jaws, everyone talks about Jaws, and everything knows at least something about Jaws. And if you have not seen the movie, or if you have not seen anything else, you certainly do know that iconic score. You do know the two notes, the you all know it. Jaws is an incredible piece of filmmaking. Its cultural impact is insane. There are some beautiful fun facts behind the scenes of this, and there's also a lot more to digest from Jaws. You see that pun right there? Because the shark digests a lot else too. So I think we cannot make a series about cultural classics if we do not include Jaws. So happy 50th anniversary. Today we will be talking about Jaws. I will be talking about 3 impacts that it had on cultural impact on Hollywood. I will be talking about 3 fun facts of this film. I will tell you if this movie has any adaptations, remakes, sequels, prequels, or anything else. And I will also tell you if it's currently ranked in any of the top 250 lists of Letterboxd or IMDb, and afterwards I will also give you my personal review. Let's get straight into it. Jaws is widely credited for kicking off the modern summer blockbuster era. Because normally movies, and especially big fucking blockbusters, would not release during summertime because people would go on vacation and stuff like that, so it was not the ideal moment to release blockbusters. Jaws, however, proved that a big spectacle film with mass effects could actually do very and incredibly well in the box office even during summer times. Having a wide release, having things happen in theme parks for it, and having a mass amount of advertisement for this film, and have it widely, strongly marketed, really made sure that this one was a hit in the summer. A lot of different studios actually reshaped their release schedule because of how much Jaws showed them that a movie released in the summer could be profitable. The film's score by John Williams may be one of the most iconic film scores to ever exist. The 2-note motif, the is widely seen as hugely influential, as it is shorthand for what has now become pop culture for lurking danger. Also, some technical choices that they have to make, like filming with a mechanical shark in the ocean, also proved both problematic but influential. The mechanical shark was incredibly unreliable, and I will talk about that more, but they actually had to change the way they filmed the shark because of how problematic it was. And because they had to show less of it, they added upon other things like building the suspense more and more and more. So this movie really helped in creating a thing that builds suspense, that builds danger by not showing the enemy from the first moments you can, but building suspense on how he actually is going to look when you eventually see him. And of course we are dealing with animals in this film, so yeah, this movie had incredible, unintentional, real-world regards on how people viewed sharks. Its real-world impact is actually so big that it's called the Jaws effect. The fear of sharks increased exponentially. In some places in the world, there was a really noticeable reducement of attendance to the beach. People were not coming anymore. And the more sad reasons, it also increased shark hunting and trophy fishing. Over time, all of the real-world effects created a huge amount of backlash on the film and on the way it was made. Author Peter Benchley and others expressed regret for creating Jaws at some points. And in the end, they all worked together to counteract the damage by helping marine conservation. And I also have 3 fun facts about you for this film, and for the first fact I already talked a little bit about it, but Bruce, the mechanical shark, was famously problematic. First, it was so incredibly problematic that they gave the name Bruce, which was the name of Steven Spielberg's lawyer. But the animatronic sharks, yeah, multiple, they kept malfunctioning. Because of that, Steven Spielberg often could not even use the real shark and had to rely on other things. And because of this, they added on the suspense by using suggestion, POV shots from the shark, or also the barrel cues in the water. All of these delays and all of these problems actually stretched out production a lot. My second fun fact coincides with that first fact because originally they had only planned a 50-day production, so 50 days of filming, but because of all the shark problems, that went from 50 days to 150 days. Not only because of the shark issues, but also because of the ocean. Yeah, the ocean had its own mind. The budget for this film ballooned because of that reason. At some point, the boat, the Orca, started leaking. Because of all the water, equipment issues were quite common. This was a really problematic shoot. I have said quite a lot already in this exact video that the shark isn't necessarily seen a lot. You have a lot of suspension, you have a lot of suggestion, you have a lot of POV shots. The actual shark actually isn't shown until around 1 hour and 20 minutes into this 2-hour-long film. Because of all those problematic reasons, they chose to let the fear and the suspension and the imagination of the audience fill that gap for the shark in. And that's why you think the shark is actually in the movie a lot, even though it isn't. We all know how great of a film Jaws actually is, and the ratings prove it because it's currently on place 201 in the IMDb Top 250, yet again, it's not listed on Letterboxd. And if we're going to talk about adaptations, remakes, prequels, or sequels, yes, this movie actually has 3 sequels. It has Jaws 2, Jaws 3D, and Jaws Revenge. Of course, the movie in and of itself is the adaptation, and it is based upon the book by Peter Benchley. And if you talk about the adaptations, this movie also skyrocketed horror films about animals in the sea. Orcas, piranhas, everything came to fruition. Even The Meg. The Meg is basically an adaptation of Jaws. There have been made a lot of documentaries about the creation of Jaws. The most recent one is Jaws at 50, the definitive inside story, which is a film I will review later this year on this channel. You will see it in 2025 still. I will watch it, so you will see my review on that. It doesn't really have any remakes. People don't dare to do that, so Jaws is the only really definitive movie version of that book. It's the only real version that counts. But after raving for everything about Jaws, let's talk about my personal opinion on this film. And I don't like it. Yep, there, I've said it, I don't like the movie. I have to say, I respect the movie deeply. I respect everything of it. I adore everything of it. I see how good it actually is. I have seen it twice in the movie theater, by the way. One time in 4DX, one time without 4DX. And both times, I just was a little bit bored by it. I think it's a good film. I think it's a phenomenal film, especially for the time. And I think everything that they did with building suspense and not showing the shark and having those iconic quotes, "We're gonna need a bigger boat," everything in that is really awesome. It's just not the movie made for me. I like the movie enough, but I don't think it's the greatest movie ever made. I don't think it's the best horror film ever made. I don't see that in my personal opinion. I think it's a good enough movie, but it's just good enough, and I am not thinking about it any day. It's not on my mind. I think I love everything. It's just not made for me. Not at the time, not at the second time. It got better. The first time I watched it, I gave it 3 stars out of 5. The second time I watched it, I gave it 3.5. I wish it was more. It's just a movie I can't really get into. I don't know how it happens or why it happens. It's just not something that's made for me. I think it's good enough. I haven't watched the sequels. Probably if I watch the sequels, I think those 3 sequels will be so bad that I will genuinely start loving the first Jaws. I absolutely do love everything from the impact that Jaws had on everything. But as a movie, I think I've seen it with 2 times, and both times I didn't love it. Both times I came into the movie expecting to fully adore this and to fully love every single second of this film, but that just didn't happen for me, and I'm very sad about it. But not everything can be for everyone, and Jaws isn't for me. I still love it, I still like it, but I will never fully take this movie into my heart. Have you seen Jaws? What did you think of it? please let me know in the comments down below because I'm really excited to hear your opinion on it. I want to thank you for watching this video and I'd like to see you in the next one. Thank you and bye bye.